After Tyson Fury has pulled out of his WBC rematch with Deontay Wilder, the match will now be between Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale, the mandatory for the WBC spot. Now, it should be Dillian Whyte, we all know that really, but still, it's going to be Dominic Breazeale. Does Dominic Breazeale pose any real threats for Deontay Wilder? Yeah, a few. I guess he can hit pretty hard. He does have a few knockouts, and he's been on a bit of a winning streak. I mean, he has 3 fights, 3 wins after Anthony Joshua, and he had that fight in 2016, so he is mildly active. He's not really active, not as active as he should have been, but still, he can get in there with Deontay Wilder and possibly cause him a few problems. But the main problem for him is he gets hit way too much, and against Deontay Wilder, that would just be too much. He cannot stand there and get hit against Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder carries that big punch, and obviously that is his only real big equaliser. I mean, he's not a great boxer, is he, to be honest? He doesn't have good footwork. Yeah, he's fast, but again, he just has that big punch. And Dominic Breazeale, he will get hit by it repeatedly. So obviously, he doesn't really stand a huge chance against Deontay Wilder, but still, he stands a chance. This is boxing, anything can happen. All it takes is one punch, and Dominic Breazeale does hit hard enough to knock Deontay Wilder out. It's just, he's going to have to box clever, and he's going to have to improve on his last performance. He's going to need to move around the ring a lot better, and use his jab, try and frustrate Deontay Wilder into making mistakes, which he makes a lot of. But still, I don't think that Dominic Breazeale poses as much as a threat as Dillian Whyte would have. I think Dillian Whyte would have quite soundly beat Deontay Wilder, but still, obviously, Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory, which, again, I don't really know why, because Dillian Whyte is #1 challenger. How can he be #1 and not be mandatory? I don't see how that makes any sense at all, really. The only thing I think that really points to is the fact that Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale had that little set to after a fight, and because I think Dominic Breazeale was looking at pressing charges against Deontay Wilder, and WBC would not want that lawsuit on their back, so I think they made Dominic Breazeale mandatory probably because of that, or partly because of that. I'm not trying to put the guy down because he has done well since coming back from the Anthony Joshua fight. I thought he showed great heart in the Anthony Joshua fight, and he has come back well. And, I mean, Isa Agunu, he was undefeated, I guess, and, I mean, Dominic Breazeale did take him out. He got off the floor, so that showed great heart, but still, he's not a top challenger. And then he fought Molina, and he kind of laboured against him. He got hit too much, and I think he got outboxed really until he found the knockout. And then he fought Carlos Negron. He looked a little bit better in that fight, but still, it's 3 fights and 3 wins since Anthony Joshua. Not great opponents, but still, he has been on a winning streak. But if you look at the fights that Dillian Whyte has had since losing to Anthony Joshua, Robert Hernelius, Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, they are all a lot harder fights and with higher profile and higher ranked fighters than Dominic Breazeale. So Dillian Whyte should be getting his shot now. I hope that the WBC make Dillian Whyte straight mandatory after this fight. He should be fighting for a world title, and he has been ranked with the WBC for a very long time now, so his shot is long overdue. So obviously at the moment we have Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale, so that's the only fight we can really think about or talk about. So in that fight, like I said, I think that Dominic Breazeale will come out trying to box because he can't go in there and have a shootout with Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder carries that big equaliser, and that is what gets him 3 fights, so he can't trade off with him. He has to try and box him and try and land something significant to take Deontay Wilder out. He cannot go 12 rounds without not getting hit with that right hand. So Dominic Breazeale is going to struggle in this fight, but still, he can pull it off because this is boxing, anything can happen, and one punch can change the course of the fight. So I think Dominic Breazeale will try his hardest and he will train well and probably put in one of his best performances that he has. It's just whether it will be enough. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think Dominic Breazeale has enough to take down Deontay Wilder? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.